How to search and replace in Business Central using the toolbox. Hey, I'm Erik, and there aren't really any out-of-the-box ways to do generic search and replace operations in Business Central or other mass edit operations. There are some specific functions you can do something, but a general let's just edit something on a bunch of records at the same time, not out of the box. But the My Toolbox app has that covered for you. If you haven't seen or heard about the Toolbox before, there are other videos you can find them on the link below, where there's a general introduction. So this video is focusing on specifically on the batch processing module, the search and replace module, and I want to show you to it right away. So here is the Toolbox, and if you're not into programming, the Toolbox can be slightly intimidating at first because you could just get a blank screen where you can write code, but you don't have to. There's a lot of features in the Toolbox that has nothing to do with code. This is one of them. So you go into batch processing, and everything here is driven by this wizard. So welcome. And it just reminds you, by the way, you are right now in this company, so make sure that's where you want to be. So you click start, and now you select what is it that you want to do. So the first thing you can do is you can select a table, and we could select table 18, the customer table. Then we need to tell what field is it that we want to do a mass operation on, and maybe it's the document sending profile. And then I'll just quickly go in here and check what document sending profiles do I have. I have one called direct file, so maybe I want to create a new one called email, and I'll set that to email, and there you go. So now I have a document sending profile. I want to put this document sending profile on perhaps all my customers. So I click continue, and then it's okay. Now I can define filters. So I just said I want to do this on all customers, but if I only wanted to do on customers with a certain posting group or whatever, I could define a filter here. So I just ignore setting a filter and say continue. And this now will tell me right now there's only 5 records. I don't have that many customers in Kronos. These are the 5, and these are the current values of the field, and there are no document sending profiles on them. So I click continue, and now I kind of get this intimidating whatever color this is, gray, dark gray box, because now you need to define what is the new value. So in this case, I want the value to be email, but you have to put single quotes around this because values can have many types. You need to make sure that this field is a text field, so you need to input as text and put quotes on it. That's the little quirky thing here, and we can verify that that's okay. So it tries to say, okay, you put email in, let me try to see if what you put in here makes any sense, and it looks like it got email, so now it's happy, and I can continue, and now it gives you a preview. Say, okay, we have these 5, the current value was blank, now the new value will be email. Excellent, thank you. And the last screen here, you define, do you want whatever validation triggers being run on this, do you want to unmodify? Yeah, sure. And you want to validate, and by validate, you verify that what you put into the field is correct, and if there's business logic behind the field, that gets executed. Sometimes you might not want to do this if you're changing something that should not trigger anything or stuff like that. But in this case, I'll do this. I say execute, yes please, working on it. batch processing complete. Let's go to the customer table. If I'm able to spell to customers, I open a single customer and I click show more, and now we have a document sending profile email on everyone. So that's pretty nice. That's a very simple way of doing a search in place. If I go into the batch processing module and I click history of previous runs, we can see we had one run, and it modified. Let's actually make this a bit wider. It modified 5 records, so it keeps a log and saying, hey, on this record I changed from this value to this value. So we can actually go in here and undo this, so it will revert back to the old value if you want that. So the reason, and let's actually, so let me show one more example that is just slightly more complicated, or no, complicated is the wrong word, advanced. So in this case, let's put a credit limit on this guy of 1,000, and let's put a credit limit on this one for 2,000, and credit limit on this one for something else, and 600 for Alpine, and 100 here, for instance. So now there is a credit limit on my customers, and maybe we have decided that we want to raise our credit limits with 10%. So I'll go in here again. I will select table 18, and this time I will find field 20. It is. I was going to say 21, but it was actually field 20. Credit limit. And I don't care about filters either, so I want to do this for everyone, and we can see these are the current values. Just put in. So now I'm back to this one, but now I cannot just do a simple search and replace. If I put in a number here, that everybody will get that number. So that's not really what I want to do. What I actually want to do is that I want to take the value I have and then multiply it at 10%, and I can do that by typing rec dot. And then I say credit limit. So now we said that the value right now, if we leave it at this, then we say credit limit will be credit limit. So no change. But if I say multiply by 1.1, then let's verify this. So based on the last record in the table, which was 100, the result would be 110. Excellent. We can continue, and we can now see that, okay, so current value, new value. I think my math is sound here. So we added 10%, and we can do this with validation again. Working on it, completed. We go back to the customer. And we now have 10% higher credit limit. Or maybe you want to adjust your sales prices in the price list table, or anything is possible. You can change data wherever you would like, and if you make a mistake, you can undo your changes. So that is the batch processing module of the toolbox. The link's below. You can go check it out, and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.